Barranquilla, 10 miles from the Caribbean, until recently was an old town languishing on the shore of the Magdalena River. The channel has been open to the sea. Barranquilla has become a port call for ocean-going vessels. It gives us our first glimpse of Colombia. This looks like a Mississippi River packet, doesn't it? It's one of the coffee fleets. Riverboats that bring that fine Colombian coffee down from the plantations in the interior. Here the coffee shifted to ocean-going steamers to be taken, most of it, to New York. Coffee is by far the most important of all of Colombia's exports, although she raises a lot of cotton too, and sugar and rubber and cacao and bananas and other tropical fruits. The Magdalena, on the shore of which we are standing, is the most important artery for freight and passenger traffic in the Republic. Barranquilla is a bustling modern city. In spite of its tropical setting, it is very much alive in an industrial way. Nearly 50 factories. That's pretty good for any town of 152,000 people. Here is a city about the size of Flint, Michigan. And, to look at the business section, it might almost be Flint, Michigan. The old and the new. Flint, Michigan probably has no thatch-roof colonial dwelling. On the tropics, has its share of many storied modern buildings, just like Flint, Michigan. And how long do you suppose it's been since Flint, Michigan saw anything like this going down Main Street? Barranquilla Showplace, the way of fine modern hotels. A bathtub for every room, besides a nice big one outside in the courtyard. Barranquilla is Colombia's chief airport and one of the most important in South America. The German company's name is still on some of the hangars. But some time ago, the German personnel, by official Colombian invitation, departed to seek employment elsewhere. The company is now American. Here's the Clipper. Only a little more than 9 hours out of Miami. Once the Clipper has come to rest here at Barranquilla, you can go on by plane to various other points. You no longer have to continue your journey inland by the packets that go up the Magdalena. The steamers are still doing a brisk business for those who prefer them. Flying has been a boon for travelers in Colombia because 3 ranges of the Andes, reaching from north to south, make east-west travel difficult by the old-fashioned means. For the old-style river and rail journey of a week or more to Bogota, there is now the alternative of 3 hours by air. The Colombia's Pacific coast, over the mountain passes by train and automobile, used to take 2 days. But you can fly there now in 2.5 hours. Besides the airplanes, the steamers are the only way of proceeding inland, for this is not railroading country. Naturally, the bulk of passenger traffic, as well as freight, still goes by boat. It's not only the packets that remind you of the Mississippi. The Magdalena River itself, flowing between the central and eastern ranges of the Andes, is a mighty stream, 1,000 miles long and navigable for 900 miles. The basin of the Magdalena is a huge tract of 200,000 square miles. Leaving the valley and entering the highlands, we see why Colombia deserves its repute as one of the most beautiful of South American countries. The illustrious discoverer himself would surely be gratified that it is named for him. It is in these highlands, the interior valleys and plateaus, that the nation really lives. In Pamplona, perched about 7,500 feet up in the Andes. The floral beauty is uncommon at this altitude, but the old church is typical. Higher still in the Andes, 11,000 feet, and still there's vegetation. An otherworldly growth of curious gray woolly-leaved plants. The eastern range of the Andes is behind us, and we are on our way to Bogota, Colombia's capital city. Bogota was founded in 1538 by the Spanish conqueror of Colombia, Jimenez de Quesada. But the idea of placing a town here, on the border of a magnificent level plain, 8,700 feet above sea level, was not original with that redoubtable gold hunter. There was a center of Indian civilization here long before the Spaniards came. Bogota is not a huge place. Its population is only 330,000. But it is notable for other things besides its bracing climate and its historic past. For its culture, for instance, and for its friendliness, and its general air of competence and civilization. To the east, or way beyond the Andes, we know there lie vast tropical plains of the upper Orinoco and the jungles of the upper Amazon. The nearly unpopulated two-thirds of Colombia. But these highland valleys and the coast to which we are presently returning, these make of Colombia a land in which a people of 8 million live well, in a setting that is one of nature's triumphs. Only 5% of Colombia's population is unmixed Indian, but the population of this marketplace at Ipiales is almost 100% Indian. This is their Saturday buying and selling spree. Everybody comes with vegetables or fruit or wool or cotton or homemade shawls or shoes, and then goes home with something else at the end of a long, happy bargaining day. Back to the Caribbean, to Cartagena. The old city is still enclosed by its ancient, immensely heavy walls, in some places 40 feet thick, wide enough to serve as a roadway for cars. The Spaniards built these walls to keep out people like Francis Drake, a little late, however, for he had thoroughly plundered the town in 1585. There's a good deal of flying down here at Cartagena, too, but mostly by local talent, such as these frigate birds and by their cousins, the pelicans. A remarkable bird is the pelican. Its bill can hold more than anyone has a right to expect. The pelican's beauty exists only in the prejudiced minds of other pelicans. But there's nothing doubtful about his flying skill. He can triumphantly pass any test for three-point landing. His ideas of economic independence, of property rights, are pretty good too. Whereas the frigate bird lives on food that he steals from other birds, the pelican goes out and works hard fishing for his own food. In Cartagena's early days, the sea came nearly up to this old gate. When there was a siege on, the defenders raised a drawbridge, and then the town was cut off from the mainland. The epidemic plates covering the bony carapace of the Colonia imbricata, in other words, the tortoiseshell, get skillful treatment from many a worker in Cartagena. The ancient Romans thought well of tortoiseshell, used it to veneer their furniture with, for example. Colonia imbricata himself, at least the glamorous portion of him. This old town of Cartagena, here since 1533, was fortified so durably and on so grand a scale that its colonial character persists even today. Here was the chief port for the Spanish gold ships. Here was the American seat of the Inquisition. Here have been fought battles of revolution, battles of civil wars, battles with attacking pirates. Cartagena is a veritable storehouse of the legends of old. Colombia and all of South America is likewise a storehouse, a treasure trove of beauty and of manifold fascination. It is a continent awaiting its deserved discovery and appreciation by us of a more northern America.